Hello and welcome to Missionary Messages. So, just some preliminary points that lead up to our topic that we will be talking about. This is just a little tidbit of information. So on Monday, I was thinking about the race I'm going to run next week, the half marathon. And I was thinking, I haven't ran 13 miles yet. So I thought, well, it makes sense to run 13 miles before I actually have to run 13 miles. And so that's what I decided to do. I woke up Monday morning and I was like, Charity, you're going to run 13 miles today. So I had a plan and I wanted to do something difficult. Like I wanted to have a difficult course to run. So when I run the half marathon, it'll be easy because I've already done a more difficult course. So I got up, I decided that I was going to go up the mountain twice and then run around the railroad tracks for the rest of the miles. So that's what I did. I ran up the mountain twice, and then as I was running up the mountain, there were people on the mountain, and I passed them 2 times because they were just walking or slowly hiking. And on the second time around, one of the groups of people were like, what, did you forget something? And I thought it was funny. I was like, no, I didn't forget anything. And then I quickly explained why I was running twice on the mountain. And they were like, all right, good job, go for it, you'll do great, you're doing awesome. And then I had some similar responses to some other people that I ran past twice. So one of the points I'm going to talk about is being a cheerleader. Okay, so I know now that I can run 13 miles, and it really wasn't that difficult. Like, I chose to do something hard because I like to do difficult things. I like to know that I can do difficult things. And so it wasn't that hard. I was like, oh, well, this is not that bad. If I can run this, then this half marathon will be pretty easy. So I thought, why am I even running a race like this half marathon? Because it costs money. Like, it costs a lot of money to run in races, and then it costs money to just be in a different place, and food or whatever you need to do, and just the cost of the marathon in the first place. And so I already know I can do it, right? So why run in a race? One thing is that it's really good to have healthy competition, right? It's really good to compete. Throughout your life, you should compete and stuff. And I'm competitive, so it's always good to see where I'm at compared to other people. And that's okay. So it's good to have healthy competition for one point. And also, as far as the cheerleading goes, I can do this stuff without cheerleaders. Like, I'm self-motivated. I like to do hard things that challenge me. So I don't need cheerleaders, but it's nice to have them, right? So when these people were cheering me on, which a lot of people do when I'm on the mountain running anyways, and I try to do that too because I think it's important that we do that for each other. And so it was nice. It was nice, and I think, it made me run a little faster when they're like, go for it. I was like, okay, I need to show them that I'm actually pretty good. And so I finished this race. I finished the 13 miles in 2 hours. And I figure I'll be able to run the half marathon in less time because 4.5 of those miles were really steep hills that I was running up, and I didn't stop. So it's good to be a cheerleader. If someone's doing something, I think it's important to be a cheerleader for them and have intentions. Intentions are important. So when I went up the mountain on Monday and ran the 13 miles, I had purposeful intentions. I wanted to do something hard. My intention was to do something harder than what I was going to do next week. And my purpose was to achieve that intention, right? So we need to have purposeful intentions. And when we are being a cheerleader, be purposeful. Have intentions on who you're cheerleading for, or if someone is cheerleading for you, be grateful for those cheerleaders. So it's important. It's nice to have cheerleaders, even though maybe sometimes we think we don't need them. It's always nice to have them. So be a cheerleader, and then accept and be grateful for those people that cheer you on. Another point I want to make, and this is all in a connection with our main topic coming up soon. So, sorry, I don't know how to hold this without shaking my arm. So, also, intentions. I had specific intentions for this specific race because the company, I joined this particular race because of the company who was holding the race. Because they are a company that employs people with my degree. So I'm a journalist. I write stories. I write articles. I love writing. It's like my passion. I love it. And it's been very difficult for me where I live to find a job that I can do this. And so I thought, I'm going to go to this race and maybe I'll meet some people. Maybe I'll meet someone in the company. Maybe I'll be able to get a job and or something. I don't know what will happen. I just know that this is a good intention for me to have to run this race for this particular reason and intention. Okay, so that was my real intention of running this race. And then after about a week or so of thinking why I want to run this race, I thought, oh, I could have another intention. So I'm single, right? I want to get married. And I thought, like-minded people, right? I'm running this race and there might be a lot of people that feel the same way I do. I think it's really important to live a very healthy life, a very active life. Sometimes that's hard to find because there's not a lot of people that feel that way, but I've been that way my whole life. And it would be wonderful to meet someone who has those same goals and aspirations, and not just temporary ones, but to live your whole life that way. And so I thought, well, this is country where there's a lot of people from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I could meet some worthy temple holder and never know, maybe get married or something. So that could be an intention, so I could be extra nice. Extra friendly when I'm around people. Although I probably won't look very well because I'll be a sweaty mess. But anyways, I thought, okay, so I have two intentions of running this race, which are good. The job thing might be the highest priority because I don't know. I don't know what will happen with the other. But anyways, so another intention is just to meet friends that are like-minded, that like to do these kinds of activities. Friends that you might want to go on vacation with, friends that want to do the same things as you, have the same goals, the same wants and activities that you like to do. So that could be an intention. I hope I do meet some friends. They have a big gathering after the race, and so we'll be able to talk with the people who ran the race and things like that. So that will be kind of fun. So those are three intentions that I could have going into this race. In fact, one person that I know will be running it is my daughter's coworker. She's going to be running the race, so that'll be fun to meet her and run the race with her. So intentions are very important, and God wants us to be intentional. He wants us to do things for good reasons. And all these things that I'm doing with this race is good reasons, because I can run this race. Like, I can just run once a week 13 miles. And I could do that. It would be easy. Like, I was surprised at how easy the 13 miles was. It would take more time, and that's why I can't probably do it every week, because it takes a lot of time. But I could do that. But it's good to run a race where there's people, where you can manifest your intentions, and you can progress in life and follow paths that maybe you wouldn't have followed if I just ran up the mountain by myself every day and didn't ever compete or didn't ever meet people doing the same things that I love to do. So as I was thinking about my intentions and how Heavenly Father might lead me on wonderful paths as I go forward with those intentions and bring those intentions to fruition, then He will also show me His intentions. So I was thinking about His intentions and how He works. And what I realized is, yes, a lot of good things could come from me going into this race, and a lot of good things could happen in my life just because of this one race and because I was intent, and God recognizes that I work hard and I do these things and that I want certain things. And then I thought of his intentions, and that he will give us a little bit of his intentions when we do the work and we show him that we are intentful and we want to fulfill certain paths. Because I was thinking about those moments when we're just going about our day. We're maybe not intentional. Well, oftentimes, most of the time I'm intentional because my mind is filled with thoughts all the time on different scenarios or whatever. But anyways, but I was thinking, sometimes God surprises me and I'm not expecting something. And so we could go about our busy day, our busy life, and he shows us his intentions by giving us maybe an experience or a magical moment that is wonderful and beautiful and something we couldn't orchestrate by ourselves or even think to orchestrate by ourselves, because the way he does things is more grand, more wonderful, more magical than we could ever do it ourselves, right? And in those moments, he shows us who he is. He shows us a little bit more of his plan for us, and maybe just an expanded view of his plan. And in those moments, it's just such a blessing. It's such a wonderful feeling to know that he has intentions for us. And when he shows us who he is and what he can do in our life by giving us those magical moments that we wouldn't even know how to give ourselves, then we see who he is, and it's just an amazing experience when he is intentional in our lives. And I know that as we show intent, he will show us his intent, and it'll be more beautiful than anything we could come up with ourselves in our plan. And in those moments, we can choose to change the trajectory of our path. Like me going to this race, I can change my trajectory from my own choices. But when he shows us what he has planned for us in those moments, we can choose to go that way or we can choose not to. But it's a beautiful thing that we have that opportunity to see those moments where he shows us his intention, and take advantage of those intentions. When he shows you something, go forward in that plan, because his plan is better than all of ours, and that we can even imagine. And the road and the path that leads to that destination, when we change our course, then that's amazing. So take care of those beautiful moments, appreciate them, and take advantage of them. And hope you continue to be intentional so God can show you his intentions. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.